What if I told you that the version of you who already has the life you want, she's not out there, she's already in you, and that the only reason you haven't stepped into her yet is because your mind is still memorizing the version of you that doesn't have it? I know that's a big statement, but today's video is going to change how you understand manifestation forever, because we're diving into the teachings of Neville Goddard, not just in a manifest your crush kind of way, but in a collapse time and rewrite your reality kind of way. And I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. Neville's teachings are so powerful, they almost feel dangerous once you truly understand them, because they don't just change what you attract, they change who you're being, and when you change that, your reality has no choice but to shift. Back then, people thought that our life was truly purely driven by faith, action, or maybe some external divine will. But Neville came in and said, no, your imagination is the divine, not a tool, not a hack, it's what creates itself. He said things like imagination is the very getaway of reality. He believed that your inner world, and this is a very powerful statement, that your inner world, what you assume, visualize, and feel as true is what gets reflected into the outer world. So if you're still trying to chase your dreams out there, he'd say you're doing it backwards. You're supposed to go inwards first and let your outer world adjust. And here's where the theory gets absolutely crazy. We all know that now from neuroplasticity that your brain is not fixed, it's literally plastic, it's moldable. Your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs are physically rewiring your brain's pathways every single day. Every time that you rehearse a fear, you reinforce that fear. Every time that you embody a new belief, you're making it easier for your nervous system to then live out of that belief. Even more powerful is our reticular activating system in our brain. Your brain literally filters reality to match your very own beliefs. So if you assume you're always left out or things don't work out for you, your brain will literally filter your environment to find proof of that and then ignore anything that contradicts that. Anything. Now, if we pair that with Neville's idea, where he says what you assume to be true with feeling becomes your reality. So if you keep repeating things like nothing ever works out, your subconscious doesn't go, hey babe, that's just your anxiety. It goes, cool, got it, I'll recreate that again tomorrow. It's not personal at all, it's only programming. And once you understand this, your life is about to change. And that's where Neville came in and he flipped the game. He said that why not assume what you want is already true? Why not impress that into your subconscious instead of repeating the same old story again and again where you're failing? Because here's the thing, your subconscious does not care if it's real, it only cares if it's repeatedly put into your brain. That is why Neville's method is not about effort or even believability, it's about dominance. The dominant feeling will always win. The dominant story that you tell yourself that gets expressed into your brain always win. And that is why he told us to choose wisely, not with our logic, but with our imagination, because that's where our real power as a human lies. Now let's get into the technique that changed my life in every way, shape, and form possible. It's called the living in the end. Neville said that if you want something, don't try to get it. Assume you already have it. And now that sounds wild, but let's look at why this works. Let's unpack this. Most of us try to manifest from lack. Everyone I've seen, everyone I start talking to, I feel like they're manifesting from a place of lack. When we say, I want a relationship, but our energy is so desperate and it's so coded with I'm so alone. We say I want abundance, but we obsess over money. We're literally desperate for it. We're trying to manifest from the problem, and Neville's work says that that will never work. Why? Because you don't manifest what you want, you manifest literally what you are in the moment. So if you're giving out lack, you're getting more of that lack, and we've seen that as proof in so many people's lives. Living in the end simply means that you close your eyes, you drop into your imagination, and you rehearse. You rehearse emotionally, energetically what it's like to be already at your desire. You don't wish for a dream apartment, you imagine sipping your coffee inside your kitchen in the dream apartment of your life. Hearing the quiet hum of the city below you, wherever you want to live, in the countryside, city, wherever. You don't hope for the love, you imagine the softness of being held in it. Normalizing the safety of that connection. And here's where I feel most people get it wrong, is that you don't visualize to make it happen, you visualize because it already has happened. This shifts your identity, and identity is the root of all reality according to Neville. Neville taught us that our subconscious mind is the womb of all creation. It's passive, it doesn't choose what's good or bad, it just accepts what's being repeated with feeling. You guys literally have to understand this fact that your subconscious is running 95% of your life. From how much love you allow into your life, how much money you feel, how much money feels normal to you, like a money thermostat, or how you react when you get closer to success. And that is why if your subconscious is still holding on to old patterns, even if you don't know it yet, because it's stored deep down through repetition, like I always get ghosted, I never have enough, nothing ever works out for me, then even if you consciously want something better, your subconscious is like, nah, we don't live like that here. And that's where Neville's genius came in. He bypassed the conscious mind and spoke directly to his subconscious mind through assumption, imagination, and repetition. He knew that when you feel the news story enough times, your subconscious will adopt it, and once that shift happens, your outer reality has to recognize that shift. It will literally change because it has to. That's a law of the universe. Let's talk about one of Neville's most underrated yet overpowered techniques. It's called the SATS, which is state akin to sleep. It might sound simple on the surface, but this method is one of the most direct pathways to your subconscious mind, and then hence giving you the reality that you want. And once you understand what's actually happening here, you will never scroll mindlessly before going to bed, and you will use that time to visualize your dream life. So Neville believed that the best time to reprogram your subconscious isn't when you're pumped up after a morning affirmation routine or scripting or journaling with your goals. It's when your brain is drowsy, quiet, and drifting soft. The liminal space that you will be right before you fall asleep or right as you're waking up. Now, why is that? It's because your brain at that period of time slips into a theta state, and that's the exact same frequency that kids are from the age of 0 to 7. And if you know anything about childhood and childhood development, you'll know that kids don't question what they hear. They just absorb it. They have no filters, no critical thinking. If you tell them you're rich, they will believe they're rich, period. So when you're in your theta state, your subconscious is like wide open. It's more open than it would be any time of the day. And that is why this is your golden window. Please utilize it to visualize your dream life. And instead of letting it fill with doubts, anxiety, or tomorrow's to-do list, Neville said that you use it to plant the seed of the reality that you want. So here's how I love to do my SATS routine, which I call it. And here's the simplest way I've learned, and it's worked for me. It's worked wonders. What I do is right before bed, I get comfortable. Not my phone in my hand kind of comfortable, but a real slowed down nervous system kind of comfortable. And then I'll pick one short scene that represents my desire being done. And the key here is to not overthink it. Just a 5 to 10 second clip that implies your end result of your desire. That's all. You don't have to play like a long timeline. You just need 5 to 10 seconds. You can play it on loop in your mind as you drift into your theta state, as you're falling asleep, not from effort, but from that emotion, like it's done, like I've reached there. And you need to feel it like it's normal, like it's familiar, like it's already happened. It already happened yesterday and you're just remembering it now. Because a lot of people, when they're visualizing, they see it from a they feel like it's something that's impossible. They feel like they see it from a space which is like they don't truly believe it's possible, but you need to see it as normal because this is your life now. If you think you want to be a billionaire and you're looking at yourself being a billionaire, you need to feel normal being a billionaire because you are eventually going to be a billionaire and that is your life, and you have so much deep desire and you know you're going to reach there that when you visualize, it's normal for you. A few examples of this could look like that. If you want financial freedom, you don't visualize money falling from a sky, which is not gonna ideally happen. You imagine yourself opening your laptop, you seeing a notification saying payment received, and that feeling, then you're like grounded and you're like, yes, I did it. Or that if you want a healthy relationship, you don't imagine the whole wedding. You don't need to do that. You can imagine small moments like a kiss on your forehead or cooking with your partner in the kitchen. You know how like that soft feeling, or a hand holding you throughout a stressful day saying that soft I got you feeling. Or if you want to be magnetic, you want to be confident, if that's your goal, you can see yourself walking into a room where people genuinely light up when they see you, not from ego, but from that energy space. The key is to imply that the wish is fulfilled, not beg for it. And this part's so important. Don't force any emotion. Just let your body receive the feeling. Your subconscious does not need drama, it just needs consistency. And a really important tip here would be to use emotional familiarity, not excitement. A mistake that I've seen so many people when I tell them to do this method, I've seen them do it, and I did in the start as well, is that they try to feel hyper excited every night. But think about it, when something becomes a part of your life, you don't have to feel hyped about it every time. You feel safe, you feel normal, you feel at home in it. So if you want to manifest love, for example, the most magnetic thing you can do is not feel like butterflies all the time, because that's not real love. It's what you can feel is safety. You can feel that soft, anchored, I belong here feeling, like a normal feeling. That's the frequency your subconscious locks into, because that's when it starts feeling normal to your brain. And remember, you're not tricking the universe with this method. You're not begging for something to happen. You're not escaping your reality. You're just training your subconscious through repeated emotional experience to believe that this is now your baseline. This is what you expect, and you're going to grow from here. And when that belief takes root in your mind, which with repetition, it will slowly, reality has no option but to recognize it. All you need to do is you need to reprogram your subconscious to then accept a new story as it's familiar. Not the old story, but a new story that you're planting a seed. That's all. That's all you have to do. And I know there are so many days when, especially when you're starting, visualization feels like too much. Like sometimes for me, I can't calm my mind enough to visualize and reach that state, especially if you're trying to visualize this entire dream life in one go, the house, the partner, the career, the friends, the energy. It can get very overwhelming. And when lying in bed, especially during your SATS period, if the scene that I'm visualizing is too long or complex, I just lose connection to that feeling, and it starts feeling like a movie that I'm watching, not something that I'm living in. So if you've ever felt that, you're not alone. Everyone does that at some point in their life. What helps me keep it simple, and I've learned this method, I love doing it, is I go to ChatGPT and I give it super detailed prompts to help write down my dream life, my visualization for me. Like I literally write a small paragraph of me waking up in my dream life, my soft morning light, feeling calm, making coffee in my dream house, and I'll give it as much as detail as possible, like what I'm wearing, where I'm going, who I'm meeting, everything. And then it gives me like a whole beautiful script that I can copy on my notes app, and then at night I will read that short scene before bed if I can't visualize, and that instantly drops me in that feeling. It helps me connect better, I feel. So if you're someone who connects better through words, or if your mind feels too cluttered to just see it right away, reading that might help. It really helps, for me at least. It does not matter how you get into that state, it just matters that you're in there, in that state of feeling and being. The feeling is the secret. This is literally the title of one of the most famous lectures of Neville, and once you understand what he meant, it kind of changes everything, because most people are trying to manifest from the neck up, right? Like we're repeating affirmations, we're visualizing scenes, making vision boards. I don't even know how many people make a vision board, put it on their wall, and then don't look at it. That's not how it's going to come true. A vision board is just meant to make you feel things. At the end of the day, everything in manifestation is making you feel like your desire. It's like you're saying I'm abundant but still feeling anxious, or saying I'm loved but your chest kind of feels heavy and you're uncertain if you'll ever find love. And Neville said that the universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your state, meaning that what you constantly feel, that's what gets impressed into your subconscious, and your subconscious is what shapes your outer world. We already know this by now. I've said it in every video I could possibly, because it's so powerful. So that is why when Neville says that the feeling is secret, he's not saying that you need to get excited, you need to be at high vibes all the time. All he's saying is you need to get emotionally familiar with your end result. How are you possibly going to manifest $1 million when you're not emotionally familiar with knowing how $1 million feels? That's all you need to do. Drop into the emotional tone of already having the thing that you want. If you want success, feel proud and at ease now. You don't need to know how you'll reach to success. You just need to know that when you're successful, you'll probably feel proud and at ease, and that's all you have to feel. That's it. But if you're still feeling like it's something that's far away, or like you're chasing it, then that's what you're reinforcing, the absence of the very thing. You don't manifest by wanting, you manifest by being. So the next time that you visualize, don't just see the scene, feel the version of you already living it, the softness, the calm, the satisfaction. Let your nervous system get used to the energy, because you're going to have it in this world if you're already at a frequency with it. Because once it's normal, like I said, your outer world will reflect that back to you. I feel like this makes living just more fun and easy. You'll just be living in alignment with your desires and letting the reality catch up to you, because once you truly believe it will, it really will. Your only responsibility is the state. Now, this one was so freeing to me when I understood it. Neville said that your only real job is to occupy the state of the wish being fulfilled. That means instead of trying to figure out how your manifestation will come, which so many people do, or when, or through who, how is it going to happen, when is it going to happen, you just step into the version of you who already has it right now, emotionally, energetically. It's almost like as if we kind of make an order on Amazon. We know it's going to come tomorrow, day after, or whenever it's scheduled to be coming according to Amazon when we see. So we make our order and then we don't keep looking at where our order is. Like, I know a lot of us do that, but when you truly believe that Amazon is going to send it to you, it's going to reach your doorstep. You don't need to keep checking where is it, when will it come, because that's not going to make it come faster. It's just going to put resistance on it. He called it wearing the state like a costume, because the outer world has to reflect your dominant internal state, not your wish list. And when you're in that state, the dominant state, for long enough, things will start unfolding in ways you couldn't plan. The universe has infinite ways to give you what you want. You may not know how your desire is coming to you, but it will come to you if that's your dominant state. So ask yourself, what would this version of me who already has this be feeling, thinking, or doing right now? Then embody that version and watch the path light up literally under your feet. And then, you know, once you reach your desire, you realize that, oh, like this is how I reached it. You'll put two and two together, and you realize that the universe has beautiful ways of doing what you wanted to do, but you could not nearly come as close to imagining how it would really happen. The law works whether you use it consciously or not, and this one is big. Neville didn't teach us that manifestation has something that you can turn on and off, you know. He said that you're always manifesting, always, even when you're not trying to. And that's why when bad things happen to people and they were like, why did this happen to me? You're unconsciously manifesting that into your life. So the question isn't that is it working? Question is, what state am I living by in default? Because the law of assumption is working 24/7, whether you're aware of it or not. If you keep assuming that your life is hard, or love is distant, or success takes forever to come, like 10-15 years, the law will keep delivering that version to you. And this is empowering because it reminds you that the law is not judging anyone or waiting for you to be perfect. It's just responding to whatever you persist in. And so the real game of this is just learning to become conscious of what you're assuming and gently then shifting those inner patterns to reflect what you want. Your dream life is not something far away. Like, don't think like it's something that I need to achieve within the next 20-30 years. Don't think like that. It's not far away. It's not something that's reserved for just the lucky or the chosen few or the perfectly disciplined one. Obviously, those help, but it's not only for them. It's something you can shift into the moment you stop looking outside and start claiming it within. Whether it's a relationship, the career, the money, the self-worth, whatever version of you've been trying to reach, I promise you that she already exists right now in the quantum field, and you don't have to beg the universe to meet her. You just have to become her now. That's what Neville was really trying to teach us all along. Not manifestation as a wish list, but as a state of living and being in. Not waiting for something to come to you, but stepping into the knowing that's already done. If you apply what you learned in this video, even if it's just one technique, one shift in assumption, one moment of deep feeling before sleep, you are already aligning with that new reality. You're not broken, you're not behind, you're just remembering who you are day by day and unlearning everything that told you couldn't have more. Share this video with someone you think who's done playing small, and let's all shift together. Let's all teach each other how we create our own reality, because no matter where you're starting, it is very much possible for you to live the life of your dreams and the life that you couldn't stop dreaming about as you were a child. And I cannot wait for you to reach there. And the best part that you would take away from this video is that that life starts inside of you, not inside of anyone else, not inside of the opportunities, inside of you. I value each and every one of you watching, and I believe in your power, so you start believing in it too. And I'll see you in the next one.